is a solo episode day. Tyler is sick, unfortunately. Poor guy. He's had 104 fever for like 2.5 days now. So he's not doing too hot to trot. We miss him, but I'm excited to do a couple solo episodes for you guys, just like the old days. OG podcast. If you didn't know, it used to just be me, and then I forced Tyler into it, and people just love him too much for him not to be on it. Okay, so I did a Q&A on my Instagram story a couple nights ago, so I'm going to answer some of those questions and just get into it because you guys have a lot of good questions, and I feel like I get asked a lot of the same questions a lot, so I feel like it's good to have it as a YouTube video and on the podcast. All right, well, let's get into it. And also, it's good because Tyler's not here and he can't tell me not to say certain things. So, uncensored Sav. Sorry, Tyler. Should not gotten sick. All right. First question is thoughts on Marini for estheticians who do not have an MD and cannot get Skin Better Retinol. So a lot of my friends carry Marini and they love her products. I have tried a couple. I wasn't the biggest fan, but I don't think they're bad products. I've seen people get amazing results. I just prefer Skin Better, but I definitely think like for your clinic, if you're not able to get it, it's a good line. Next question is glass skin liquid exfoliant versus On Dew. So this is one I get all the time. So On Dew is a 10% azelaic acid. Azelaic acid is really good for rosacea. It is amazing for acne and congestion, redness in the skin. And then it also has polyhydroxy acids, which are the most gentle form of exfoliation other than enzymes. So you really have these 3 buckets. And if you go to my Instagram, guys, I made a post a couple weeks back called the Skincare Frat Houses. It's really cute. It was like a fever dream that I had, or a marijuana dream. Yeah. And basically it just reminded me of like, you know, like when you watch those like movies like She's the Man or House Bunny, and it's like all the fraternity houses and you have like the hot boy rowdy house, like that would be your alpha hydroxy acids. They're the most aggressive, the most well-known, the most popular. So that would be like your mandelic acid, glycolic acid, lactic acid, and they have varying molecular sizes too. So lactic acid is going to be a larger molecule than glycolic, which basically means the bigger the molecule, the less it's going to penetrate, so the less irritating. And also, you know, sometimes it's more is not always better, and this is inappropriate. So if you have children listening, don't listen. It's okay. How I say it's not about the size, it's how you work it, okay? So, you know, when people are like, oh, you know, I'm looking for a guy with a big thingy, you know, and it's really at the end of the day, or you want an acid that goes deeper, it's how the acid performs and how the man performs. It's not all about size. So don't think, okay, smaller molecular size, it's going to work better versus a lactic acid. That's not true. It really depends on the person and their skin. And sometimes I get better results with a less exfoliating acid than I do with a more intense and aggressive acid, especially when you bring in barrier health in. Are really focusing on that because you can't just strip your skin into nothing. You really have to make sure that you have that proper exfoliation and hydration. I always say it's like the yin and the yang, you know, if you want good skin, it's hydration and exfoliation. You can't have one without the other. So anyways, we have our alpha hydroxys, which I just mentioned, the most popular, the ones that, you know, everyone knows. It's a buzzword. Like even if you don't know anything about skincare, you've probably heard the word lactic or glycolic at some point in your life. Then we have the beta hydroxy acids, and there's a few of these, but the most well-known is going to be salicylic acid. That's the one that's most common. So this goes super deep. So this is going to go into the skin to dissolve oil plugs, and it's, you know, I always say it's like the nerdy house because they are a little bit more sophisticated. They can get in deeper. They aren't surface level. They don't want to just, you know, bang you and leave you. They want to know about your childhood trauma. They want to like hold your hand and take you on long dates and long walks. So they're like the sweethearts, little nerds. And then we have our polyhydroxy acids, and those are going to be like gluconolactone, lactobionic acid, things like that. And those are just very gentle exfoliators. I called that one the humanitarian house. Just like think about like just the sweet guy next door that just wants to help donate to save sick puppies. That's your polyhydroxy acids. So back to On Dew. So it has the polyhydroxy acid. It's very, very gentle. On-dew is just a great exfoliation every single day. We shed so many dead skin cells, and especially if you have acne, you're shedding more skin cells than the average person. So it's super important to make sure that you are having that proper exfoliation to help with pigment and aging, and just you don't want all those dead skin cells sitting on your skin. Now, the Glass Skin Toner, this has Bulgarian rose. This is going to have niacinamide. It has salicylic acid. So this is going to be, I would say, a little bit more exfoliating than On-Dew because it has salicylic and it is going a bit deeper. But you can use them together. I have a lot of clients that use the Glass Skin Toner first and then use On-Dew right after every single day. But I would recommend to start it slow and low. So every other day or every 2 days with the Glass Skin Toner, On-Dew daily, and then work your way to using them together every single day. All right. Next question is difference between Sieve, Intense Serum, and Lipid Serum. All three. Very, very different. So Sieve is a biome balancing serum. It's spore-based. So what it's doing is it's going into the skin, communicating with your cells, and then dipping out. So it's not staying in the skin at all. It's just going and doing its job and then leaving. So like a one-night stand. It's the best way to explain it. But the best one-night stand that just like heals all your skin concerns. And you use it every single day. And I would really use Sieve would be something for like rosacea, eczema, dermatitis. It is my favorite product for dermatitis and eczema, any kind of rashes and irritation. Intense Serum is going to be an exosome serum. So exosomes, I like to call them like little messages in a bottle. So your bottle is that coating that's around the exosome, and the message is the exosome. So it goes in, communicates with your cells, but stays in the skin. So over time, you're going to build a bunch of exosomes in your skin, which is going to help reversing damaged cells, help just with all over anti-aging, fine lines and wrinkles, everything. Exosomes are so healing, especially the ones from plated, because those are platelet derived. So their whole message is heal and repair, which is really important. And then we have Lipid Serum, and Lipid Serum is going to be I'm not reading off notes, by the way, guys. I'm just reading off my little question thing. Can't see my phone in this episode because it's down here. But anyway, Lipid Serum is tetramethyl hexadecynyl succinylcysteine, which is TSC, which is a very anti-inflammatory molecule. And what this does is it helps reduce inflammation in the skin. I call it liquid ibuprofen. Every single skin concern has inflammation at its roots. So whether that's melasma or any kind of pigment, redness, rosacea, acne, eczema, all of it stems from inflammation. So when you lower inflammation levels, you're going to see better results. So I would say think of your exosomes as reversing the damage. Think of Lipid Serum as reducing inflammation. And then Sieve is causing balance in the skin to rebalance everything and basically help get rid of unwanted skin concerns. Yeah. Okay, next question. Dun, 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 dun. We got On-Dew versus prescription azelaic acid. I like On-Dew because it's more than just azelaic acid. It has, again, those added ingredients. It has lactobionic acid, which is a really, really good soothing acid that's very gentle. So I just think there's just more to it. And the bottle's cute. I mean, you could use prescription, but this is, the highest percent that you can get in a topical form. That's not prescription. Any cures for chin ongoing irritation? My doctor can't cure it. I would use Sieve and Lipid Serum, hands down. Okay, if I have the Glass Skin Toner and Clearing Serum, what order should I use them in? I would do Glass Skin in the morning and then Clearing Serum at night. I wouldn't use them together. They both have salicylic acid. You don't want to overuse salicylic. It's just going to dry you out and cause irritation. And honestly, if you can't strip your skin, guys, okay? This is something that, honestly, I'm glad I did this because it got me into this industry, but I literally would use a face mask like every single night because I thought it would clear my skin if I just dried out my acne. Unfortunately, it does not work that way. You have to have hydration because think about it. Your pores literally are like the tunnels of your skin, right? So everything's supposed to be proliferating out. It's supposed to regulate itself. But if you over dry your skin, that lubrication in the pores, that hydration it's gone. So your pores are going to constrict and basically be dry as hell and just keep everything inside of it. So now you have all of these dead skin cells, oil, bacteria enters the picture, and everything's just shoved into this tight, dehydrated pore. So when you have more water levels in your skin and you have proper hydration, things are able to kind of work themselves out so you don't have to deal with a bunch of impactions. So it never works just overdoing it. Would you recommend clearing serum to anyone with acne or just oilier, acne-prone skin? I would say everyone except someone that has either an allergy with salicylic acid or aspirin. So fun fact, if they're allergic to aspirin, they can't use salicylic acid. Or, if their skin just doesn't tolerate it well. And there's a lot of people that don't do well with salicylic. I'm one of those people. I can do the glass skin toner. It doesn't cause issues for me, but clearing serum, my skin doesn't love it. So I use regular Alpharet. And there was a time when there wasn't clearing serum. Some of my OG Skin Better fans and estheticians that use Skin Better will remember when there was just Alpharet and Intensive Alpharet. And I treated acne with both of those. And then clearing serum came out and I'm like, oh my God, this is specifically for, acne prone skin. And it's not just the salicylic acid that's different. There's also zinc in there too, which is really, really beneficial for inflammation in the skin. But long story long, yes, you can totally use it for all types of acne. But if you're someone, again, that is sensitive to salicylic acid or allergic, I would just use regular Alpharet. Tyler uses regular Alpharet. I use Intensive Alpharet. Unless my skin's feeling dry, then I'll go to regular Alpharet. All right, next we have how many times a week can you use the Corrective Body Duo? So that is the Perfect Body Wash and the Refining Foam Scrub. Whoa, babe. The Refining Body Scrub from Glymed. I hate that they're both called Refining. I do that every day, when I'm in the bath. I'm like, babe, can you hand me my Refining Foam? And then I'm like, wait, no, my Refining Body Scrub. It's Refining Body Scrub. You can use them every day, twice a day. All right, next question we have, can you tell me the difference between Hydrinity's Lip Lux and the Anfisa On Gloss? Another very popular question. So I would say On Gloss, they both have a hint of vanilla, which I don't really feel like there's a lot of vanilla in the Hydrinity one. I don't really get that, but it's very subtle. It's there, but it's subtle. Just different ingredients. They both have peptides, so they're both going to help long-term with fine lines and wrinkles and anti-aging of the lips. But On Gloss is a blend of 5 skin-identical ceramides, and it's really glossy. It's very buttery. It has a little peach sheen to it, so it looks like a little bit of color. And by the time this episode comes out, maybe or maybe not, their new one came out. I've been testing that one. It's the same formula. It just has color to it. It's like a berry crumble scent or flavor. I never know what it's supposed to be when it's a lip product. Is it a scent or is it a flavor? I don't know. But I really do love that. And then Hydrinity Lip Lux is a dual weight HA. So the same technology that they use in the Vivid Serum, the Eye Renew, basically all their products are supercharged with that dual weight HA, which is a high and low molecular weight. So it's going to not only just hydrate the surface of your skin, but also deep down in the deeper layers to actually help reverse transepidermal water loss, which is one of the biggest factors of aging, dehydration, and fine lines. So I would definitely say if you are really dry, have cracked raw lips, I would go Hydrinity. If you're just looking for a really nice lip treatment that looks more aesthetically pleasing, I would go with On Gloss. So I'd say On Gloss is going to be a little bit more romanticize your life kind of vibes, and Hydrinity Lip Lux is going to be more medical and corrective, if that makes sense. But you can't go wrong with either. I have both and love both. On Gloss is usually my day-to-day, and then at nighttime I like Hydrinity Lip Lux. Okay, what is Lance's and Tyler's favorite fragrance? Ooh, I wouldn't say Lance has a favorite fragrance. Probably whichever one I compliment him in most. The one I got him when I was in Dubai, I don't remember the name of it, but I know the bottle. I'm trying to think what else I like that Lance has. I have an Hermes one that I love. It has a little H on it. Let me see if I can Google. I'm scared to exit out of this. Tyler Guerlain Santo Paulo, something like that. So good on him. And then Hypnotizing Fire is another one I love. And then what else? not Lavendy. He ruined that for me. When we went to my birthday trip, we were in Utah and we had to share a room. We didn't have to. We wanted to. But anyways, by the way, Tyler and I are not lovers, guys. We're just best friends. He's not interested in women, so don't worry about it. No one ever knows that, which is shocking. But anyways, so it was for my birthday, and we left Lance at home because he had to watch Cy, because Cyrus does not have a nanny or anyone that can watch him besides Lance's parents, but they both have full-time jobs, and his mom's a teacher, so she couldn't take time off. Anyway, long story long, we were in the same room, and when he'd go to the restroom and stuff, it would smell bad. And so I told him, like, you have to spray something. And so he was spraying his Le Labo Lavendy the entire time. So now every time I smell it, it just reminds me of, like, lavender and poop, which is sad because I actually had that fragrance for me too. I got us both that fragrance when we were at Am Spa in Vegas last year. But now it's ruined. So now I just think about poop every time I smell it. Okay, next question. Oh, what's my favorite fragrance that they wear? I need to find the one Lance has. It's really good. Okay, it's called H24. That's what it is. It's very good. My favorite of Tyler's, I think Hypnotizing Fire would be my favorite. All right. Where in my routine would I add Intense Serum? So Intense Serum would be your first serum of your regimen, and always do thinnest to thickest with anything. So after toner, if you're using Civ, do Civ first and then do Intense Serum. If you had to choose one moisturizer for the rest of your life, what would you choose? Trio. All day. Every day. My favorite double cleanse duo, cleansing gel and refining foam. It works for everyone. It's amazing. How do you apply your perfume? I spray like 50,000 sprays all over myself every day. All over it. I spray my hair, right here, neck area, wrist, elbows, vagina, over underwear, just in case I just shaved. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then just my chest. Can you use Face Reality's 8% Mandelic and Glymed Brilliant Tone together? You can. I would do Brilliant Tone first. It's a little more watery. Which first in the routine, IMAX or Renewing HA? I always say eye cream first, but you can't really fuck it up. Like, there's so many times where I've, like, finished my regimen and I'm like, damn, I should have used an eye cream, or I just forgot completely, and I'll use it as a last step. I really don't put other skincare besides Intense Serum right up underneath my eyes, so there's usually not anything there. So it really is not that deep, I fear. Where do I add in the Carboxy Mousse in a Face Reality regimen? I would use it right before moisturizer. Do you apply Intense Serum morning and night after cleansing and toning? Yes, bestie. You got it. Can you use Ultra Advanced if you have Vivid Brightening and Even Tone? Yes. Completely different ingredients. So Even Tone and Vivid are hexylresorcinol based. They also have differentiating ingredients. Even Tone's going to have more ingredients to help with redness and yellows in the skin. And then Vivid, I like better for deep dark pigment, and it has the dual weight HA, so it really drives it into the skin super deep. The delivery system with Vivid is amazing. But Ultra Advanced is tetrahexyl decyl ascorbate, so that's vitamin C. It's an antioxidant, so completely different than a pigment inhibitor. So Even Tone and Vivid are going to be pigment inhibitors, which I think everyone should have in their regimen, regardless of if you have pigment or not, because if you look at my skin now, you're probably like, Sab doesn't need one because her skin, well, I have some PIE. So Even Tone for me, because Even Tone's my favorite thing for post-inflammatory erythema, acne, red marks, and scars. But it's all down there, guys, okay? From the moment you came out of your mom's vag, if you haven't been wearing sunscreen, or you've ever tanned in your life in a bed or outside, or if you've ever had a sunburn, there's pigment and it's brewing underneath your skin. And as you get older and your skin starts to thin, all that pigment's going to come up and out. So if you're not taking care of it now, it's going to come up later. You don't just like wake up with age spots. It's something that's happening already in the skin for a very long time. And again, as you start to thin, all that pigment that's deep down comes up. One of the reasons I love having a Visia cam is because a lot of people don't believe you and they think that you're like just trying to sell them a product they don't need. But it's a thing. Like once they get in the Visia cam, they light up like a damn Christmas tree and they see all that damage and all that pigment underneath the skin. And they're like, okay, you're right. So yes, long story short, you can use Alto Advanced in a routine that already has Vivid and Even Tone. And you can use Vivid and Even Tone together. Tyler does Even Tone at night and Vivid in the morning, or the other way around. I know he uses one in the morning and one at night. I sometimes will use Vivid after like vacation or before a vacation where I know I'm going to be in the sun to help suppress some more of the browns. But yeah, if you have to pick between one, Vivid or Even Tone, I would say Even Tone definitely for if you just have like minor discoloration, like you just feel like your skin's not as even as it could be. Maybe you're someone like me who just struggles with PIE and you know you have pigment deep down in there, but it's not coming up and out yet, then I would do Even Tone. And then if you're somebody who has severe age spots, discoloration, pigment, melasma, you'd want to do Vivid. But you can use them in the same routine too. And I have a lot of clients that do that. So they do Even Tone first and then Vivid on top. How long will one bottle of Civ last? Well, you only need 1 to 2 drops. I would probably say 3 months, but I did have a client that overused it and ran out of it in a month. And I was like, what were you doing? And she was like, I was using a ton of it because she felt like 1 to 2 drops isn't enough. And I talked to Isabel, the owner of Civ, and she told me that you don't need to like coat the skin with it. Like it'll spread on its own. Like it's not just like where you apply it is where it's going. So don't feel like you have to overuse it. I want you guys to be smart and not overuse your products so you don't waste them. So make sure you're not overusing it. Just 1 to 2 drops is all you need. You don't need to coat the skin at all. The difference between the Hydrinity and Skin Better eye cream. So Skin Better has 2 eye creams and then an eye gel. They have IMAX, which is alpha-ret technology, so ethyl-lactyl retinoate, which is basically conjugated with lactic acid and retinoic acid conjugated together, creating a new molecule, which is the alpha-ret model. Molecule. Why did I just say model? Fuck. Okay, molecule. And that's going to be amazing for just dark circles, anti-aging. It's going to exfoliate the skin a little bit, so great for texture underneath the eyes, deep fine lines and wrinkles, all of that. And it has astaxanthin, and it also has white jasmine flower extract for dark circles. So IMAX, I say crow's feet, fine lines and wrinkles, texture, dark circles, and anyone that has milia. It's crazy. I shit you not. I literally shit you not because I shat not either. I was like, there's no way that this is going to like actually have milia fall off your face because milia, typically, you have to get that extracted. Like you cannot just get rid of it. With a skincare product, you can't scrub it away. Like it has to be extracted. And I love doing milia extractions. So I get so happy when clients come in with them. But fucking IMAX took the joy out of my job because now clients come in after their consult. They'll come in like, oh my God, I have all this milia on my skin and underneath my eyes. And I'm like, okay, we'll get you IMAX. And then they come in like a month later and it's all gone. And I'm like, damn, now there's nothing for me to extract. It's a like weird bittersweet feeling. I'm like, I'm happy for you, but I'm sad for me because I wanted to extract those so bad. But yeah, milia will literally fall off your eyes. It's crazy. And I always get asked, okay, if I have milia all over my face, which is very rare, they may be closed comedones, but I have seen it. And I do have clients who will get like random little milias like right in this region, but not often. So anyway, I get asked, should I use IMAX there? No, baby. Regular alpha-ret will do the trick. And if you really want them gone, do clearing serum because that salicylic acid is going to dive even deeper than alpha-ret would by itself. Oh, I didn't answer the question. So, okay, then the other one is Interfuse Eye, which is Interfuse technology. It basically wraps these peptides in a lipid-friendly coating so it can penetrate deep down and actually go where it needs to go to help correct deep-set fine lines and wrinkles. Also very hydrating, has hyaluronic acid too. I love that. Eye Renew is dual-way HA and peptides as well. So, I don't know, it's whatever you like. They're both great. IMAX is in a category of its own. Interfuse Eye and Eye Renew have some similarities, different peptides that are being used, but at the end of the day, they're both hydrating and they both help with fine lines and wrinkles. I would say that I feel like for puffiness, iRenew does more for puffiness. And I would say for Interfuse, I think it does better for fine lines, honestly. I see way better results with fine lines and wrinkles with Interfuse Eye. And then Instant Effect Eye, can't forget about her, but she's just instant. I've seen some misinformation on the internet lately of other estheticians saying like that it is a long-term corrective eye gel. 'Tis not, I fear. Interfuse is instant. It's in the name. It's instant. So it's going to work right away. That's why it's in the Refresh collection, which is anything that's white from Skin Butter is kind of like their not patented technologies, like revolutionary products, right? Like they're good products, but it's not like their claim to fame. So it's not like they're like number one player on the team, okay? They're a little bit of bench warmers. Like they have an importance, but they're not the all-star quarterback. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's great. It's instantly instantly depuffing. And it also is so good at smoothing those fine lines and wrinkles like for the day. So that's why I say it's slay for the day. But if you want long-term correction, you want Interfuse. But I do like when people use them together because they're going to start seeing instant results. And then by the time, Interfuse takes about 4 weeks. So 4 weeks in, they're going to start seeing those long-term results from Interfuse. And it's also like really just nice in the morning. So depuffing. And it pumps out like a flower, which I love. All right, next question. What's a good retinol alternative? I can't tolerate retinol at all. Well, I think you should try Alpharet because I was in the same boat. So was my husband. Like we were like petrified of using a retinoid, retinol, anything. So retinoid is an umbrella term. There's retinol esters. There is retinaldehyde. There is so many things. And then there's retinoic acid. Retinoic acid is going to be like your Tretinoin, retinoin. I cannot talk today. I need Tyler. Tyler, come back from the dead. Did I say Tretinoin? Crazy. Retin-A, tretinoin, and Alpharet are the only three. Well, there's a couple others, but that have retinoic acid. And Alpharet's the only version of retinoic acid that's available that's not a prescription. So with that being said, you're probably like, yeah, bitch, I don't want to use that because my skin's sensitive. But the ethyl-lacto-retinoate, that complex, makes it very tolerable for even the most sensitive skin. Like I've had clients literally come to me and they're like, okay, Sav, like I was so scared to try Alpharet. You were right. I was wrong. It changed my life and it changed my skin. So try Alpharet. Basically, with Alpharet, you get to have your cake and eat it too. Like you don't have to worry about dryness, flakiness, downtime, irritation, or anything like that. Like you get your results, but you're not going to feel all the things that you feel with tretinoin. And honestly, that's why I'm not a big fan of skin cycling. And I think it's kind of bullshit because anyone that knows anything about the skin is consistency is key. And I understand where this lady that came up with it for is because a lot of people are alternating nights with their prescription retinoids. But the thing is, for retinoids to be effective, they need to be used nightly. Your skin needs consistency, not skin cycling. So if you're having an issue with a product that's way too strong and your provider's like, oh, just use it like, a couple times a week, I only am okay with that if it's starting out and you're trying to get your skin acclimated. But if you've been using a product 3 days a week for 5 years, you should be finding something that's more gentle for your skin and a lower dose. You will see better results using a lower strength consistently than using a higher strength every single week, once a week. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's how I feel. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick little Q&A. We are going to do a follow-up on this next week because I have not even gone through half the questions. There's so many, and I can't wait to answer them all. So I'll see you next week. Happy Monday. Drive safe. Wear your sunscreen. And pray for Tai Tai to get better soon.